indoor tour. So this is the inside of the unit, obviously. Show you a few things. We'll start here. This is, don't worry about this, is a solar panel. We don't have solar panels, so not necessary for you to know what that is. Fire extinguisher here. And you'll be getting a detailed map of what's in the various, anything we have in here is for your use. Pots, pans, accessories, everything. It'll be on the map. You'll completely see it. Things in here. These, by the way, what these are is to put your items in here, because if we didn't have these, it'd be moving around. So we have these bins in here to put stuff in for you. So whatever's empty, feel free to use. And again, same thing over here. There's stuff in here, which we'll get to. So this is a couch. I'll show you how to convert these in a minute. But this is a couch. It's also 3 people can sit on this while you're moving, and there's 3 seat belts which are underneath, and I'll show you that a little later. You got cup holders. These are speakers, lights. These lights turn on this way. Pretty easy to figure that out. Moving over here. So this is one of the sleeping areas. This is bigger than a queen. Probably close to a king up here. This has lights up here as well. Has cup holders in the back. This ladder, just show you real quick to access it. All it does is just hooks in right here like that, and then you're free to go up and hang out up there. Store things up there if nobody's up there. Whatever you like. You'll notice all over the place there's USBs for iPhones and stuff like that, so feel free. There's outlets, so just look around, you'll be comfortable with it. Over here again, there's storage below, which you'll see on the map what's in here. We have games, all kinds of stuff, DVDs, things like that. Under here again, you have, there's adapters, all kinds of adapters. The carbon dioxide, you don't have to worry about that, it's there. By the way, we have carbon dioxide, we have the fire extinguisher, which I showed, and we have the smoke detectors. This is a dinette set. This also converts, which I'll show you later, converts into a probably a full size bed. By the way, most windows have these shades, and they're very easy to use. You just pull it up, pull it down. Very simple. Pull it up, pull it down. That's it. Very simple. Moving on into the kitchen area. Okay, very simple. These are just a cover for you to have space to use the sink. Nice running water. That's over here. Again, we have storage here. Again, comes with all utensils, silverware, anything you need, we have it. You don't have to buy any of that stuff or bring any of that stuff. In fact, don't bring any of that stuff. You'll have too much stuff. This is a power source, again, USB and outlets galore, with a lot of outlets. These are, so you got, this is the fan for the stove top. These are the lights. This is more lights. This is a night, all right? Again, more storage. Another thing in here, storage, which you'll see in that list I'll show you. DVD player. This is the DVD remote, and I'll get into a little bit how to do that in the TV. So that's where the DVD player is. Microwave oven, propane, which will show you how to activate this. And what happens is you put this, Melissa can do that, she does the cooking. So it goes up like that.
Make sure that's up.
That's like a backsplash. So make sure that's up when you cook, because then you'll cook the glass, and glass isn't tasty. So that goes like that. Then you have a stove like that. Oven. Well, it's a stove oven. And then there's storage. There's pots and pans under here. Again, everything you need is here already. Let me think what else you got in here. We'll keep moving. So over here, Again, more storage things, find any space you need. And again, if there's not enough room in here for you, you have all that storage throughout the unit, so use it. This is a freezer. Make sure these close, by the way, because if you don't close them all the way, it'll be a problem. And then you have a refrigerator, normal refrigerator. And then inside the bedroom is storage there. This is all empty. Actually, this isn't empty. In here is your blankets and pillows. So that'll be free once you take it out if you need it. Free to use, pretty big closets to use that. Moving on over here, another TV, which I'll show you how to use the TVs after. This is the light switch for here. And this is a circuit breaker for any reason, like in your house, a circuit breaker. It's right over there. All right, let me think, what else? That's pretty much the interior. Bathroom. Okay, everyone's favorite place. I enjoy it. So this is your bathroom. So what we have here is we have the fan here, the light here. You have medicine cabinets here. Put your accessories in there. Again, stuff under here. There's things in here already for you. So once you clean the black hose and you flush the black tank, the last step in the process is to come into the bathroom, and you'll notice you have that green bag there, and in the bag are these pods. And what you're to do is just drop it in and flush it. Let some water go in, and that just breaks up any chemicals that are left in and stuff that's in there, and then that's it. It's the last step. So unlike flushing at home where you flush here, it's just a pedal and it's over here, so I'll show you. So just like that, and then what you do is just put a little bit more, like put your foot on it to fill it up a little bit for the next person. So just a little water like that to keep water in there, keep it fresh. Okay, and you have hooks for your items here. Again, regular shower, the hot and cold. We'll get into how to get the hot water in a second, but this is basically a shower. When you're taking a shower, Melissa, what's special about the shower up here?
You need to open up that little black knob, and
so you open this up when you take a shower, and just
with the fan.
Yeah, you just want circulation when you're using the shower, and make sure the fan is on. So fan on, up, put the top up, and then when you're done with your shower later, before you leave the bathroom,
don't forget to
close it up, and then
turn off the fan.
shut the fan off. Show you our control panel, which is probably one of the most important things you'll need in the unit. So let me start with the air conditioning. So here's your air conditioning. So one thing to keep in mind when you're driving, if there's only 2 of you or 3 of you even, and everyone's kind of sitting way up front, you may not need the air conditioning on back here, because the regular air conditioning from the front engine air conditioner will cool the front area. It's really when there's a lot of people, you may need the air conditioning on. To run the air conditioning, it runs 3 ways, right? So the main air conditioning. One, electrical power, which when you're at a campsite, the electricity will run the air conditioning. Another way to run it is the generator, which I'll show you in a second. So if the generator's on, you could run everything. Where does the generator get its power from? Basically, it's drawing fuel from the engine. So your gas is going to power the generator that powers everything. So you'll be able to run the air conditioning if you want, or not a problem. And if it's really hot, of course, feel free to use anything you want. You have cool, if you want to just use the fan, heat, and then automatic. So it's on now, but if you want automatic, meaning it gets to a certain temperature and then shuts off on its own, you'd put it on auto. If you don't put it on auto, it'll just stay on all the time. And here's the temperature gauge. You all know how to use that. You've been around a while. So Generator, this tracks the number of hours. As you can see, it's brand new unit. The RV is brand new, so the generator is brand new. We only have 19 hours on the generator. To start the generator, all you do is you press start, hold on to it, and it will start. I believe the red light, let's see if I do that. So there you go. So red light stops blinking. That means the generator's on right now. We have multiple power to the unit because I have electrical unit from the campsite and I have the generator going. So we don't need it, so I'm shutting it off. Generator's going off. So you just hold it back and the light goes out, generator's off. The slide extend, we'll get into that later. I'll show you how to do that. This extends the slide, retracts the slide. You don't have to worry about the slide extending out while you are driving because it won't let you. As long as there's a key in the ignition, you can't extend the slide. So as you can see right now, it's much wider, the RV. What'll happen is this wall will come in, and we'll get into how to do it later, but this wall comes in. It's the only one slide in the unit. This one will move in, okay? Don't worry about these. You're not gonna be using these too. Water pump. So I'll explain when to use this. If you don't have water from the city or their site or whatever, and you just want to use fresh water tank, okay? The way the water from the fresh water tank, which is right under there, by the way, don't worry about where it is, but it's there. In order to get that pump through the unit, whether it's bathroom or sink, you press the water pump and that'll just activate and pump the water.
But if you have city water, you don't need
you
it.
have city water, you don't have to worry about that pump. Okay? Water heater. So again, if you need hot water, but when you're at a campsite or you're hooked up to power, you would put this on, and you can see it's on now because we're hooked up. So that's immediately going to heat up the water. Make sure you turn this on only when you're hooked up to water because you don't want to heat up nothing. It's not good to heat up nothing. If for some reason you're not hooked up to city power, and you're hooked up to propane and you need hot water, you would put on. I can't think of many instances where you'd be driving and you'd need the hot water on. It could probably wait. So you would just put that on, okay? The first one here is propane. So if you press that button, it'll show there's 2/3 full propane. And it'll be full when you get it, just return it full. So whatever propane you use, just bring it back the same way, okay? Battery, full, okay? Don't worry about that, not going to worry about that. Fresh water, so there's a freshwater tank that holds a lot of water. You only need that freshwater tank if we're not hooked up to city water. But I have a full tank, I believe. Let's see, okay, good. So it's full, all reds. That means it's a full freshwater tank, although you may not use that at all. These are very important. So black tank, right now it's 1/3 full. I'll be dumping that when I leave the campsite today. So that'll be empty, and you make sure that's empty when you bring back the RV, okay? Or there's an additional charge, and I have to do stuff I don't want to do. So that should be, and the gray, so by the way, black is your toilet. Whatever goes in the toilet goes into the black tank. And the gray is everything else, shower water, sink water, from the faucets. The gray tank, that's right now 2/3 full. I'll be dumping that before I leave today as well. So again, that should be empty. Both of these should be on E when you leave. Before you disconnect the water from outside, just shut this off. That's the water heater electrical. Shut that off because technically there's no water coming into the RV. You don't want that on, so shut that off. All right, so you get to your campsite. One of the first things you do, and again, you'll have a checklist which will show you the order to do things, is to open the slide. So again, it's very narrow here, right? Although you could use the bathroom, you could use everything, every feature. You can use the bed, you can use everything. It's just walking's a little tight. So you want to do is we want to blow out that wall a little bit. So we want to hire a contractor to blow out that wall. So better than a contractor, what I have is a button. Okay, now one of the first things, as I mentioned to you earlier, is make sure on that side that you have enough room. You have about 2 feet of clearance. So make it 3 feet. You have clearance, you're good, you're all level as we discussed. You're going to open the slide. So you're going to press the button, and that is gonna open the slide and keep going until it stops. Keep your hand on the button.
And make sure there's nothing in your way. Over
Make sure
here,
there's nothing in the way over there.
over here, and over there.
Over there. Okay, the engine stops, shut it off, you are done. One of the last things you're gonna do when you leave a campsite is, first of all, as I said before, this whole section is going to close and kind of constrict. So make sure everything's clear over here, you're not catching anything. Same thing over here, make sure it's okay. And you're going to then come back over here and you're going to close the slides. So right here you're going to move out of the way. And you just keep your hand on the button, and when it stops, you know you're done. Okay, you hear no more engine, shut it off, you are done, you are closed. Show you how to convert the dining room table into a bed. So first thing you do is you would take the pillows away. By the way, in case you're interested, there's one seat belt on each side. So what you first do is under here there's a switch. You would do that, push this down like so. You would move this cushion, this becomes the center. And by the way, there's the seat belt, which will come through the pad when you need them. So just remember, seat belts look underneath here. So what you do for the bed, this piece goes in there, this piece goes in there, and again, same thing over here. Pull this out here, seat belts there again. You would then put the cushions any way you want it. No trick to it. And just put that in like so, and you got yourself a bed.
And then you want to show how it goes back?
Sorry, no, it was not. So to put it back, very simple. It fits in like this. Again, so when you're doing the seatbelts later, the seatbelts will come through here. And that's what you do. So this goes in like so. This goes in like so. Then this goes up, goes like that, like that. It's in there like that. Then you open this up underneath, if I can find it. It goes up. Make sure it's up all the way, then lock it back up. And
Now
there you
it's
go.
good.
Now I'll show you how to convert the couch into a bed. So first thing you do is take the pillows off. Okay, this is we call it jackknife. So all it is, you lift that up, and then kind of just slides down, and do like that. By the way, this has 3 seat belts. So I'll show you real quick. If you look under there, you just pull those through. Make sure everybody's wearing a seatbelt. Watch TV when you're sleeping, whatever you like. And then to close it out, just lift this up, and it just goes in like that. And put your pillows back, and you are ready to go.
Alright, I'm going to show you how to use the stove. First you're going to take this off by opening it up all the way so that you don't burn it. So to do the stove, you're gonna take this, which ignites it, and then this, you turn this to the right and you push this in, and then you do this till it goes on. Same for this one, this goes in the middle. There you go. And then for the last one, there we go. And then you can change it, and to shut it off, you just go like this. And then this is a nice little light if you like it on. All right, this is the oven. You're gonna do the same thing. You're gonna turn this to the right, and then you're gonna push in until it catches. There we go. And you can show the flame, and then you can adjust it to the temperature. And then to shut it off, just close it like that, and it's off.
So I want to show you about the TV. So there's two TVs, one in the bedroom and one here. They basically work the same way, just different remotes. So one thing to understand is some our sites will have cable hookup. So you'll have a cable that goes from the box to the unit. I'm going to talk about what happens if you don't have cable. So believe it or not, you still have TV. So what you do is you put on the power to the TV. That's the first thing. And now this is going to go automatically to channels. Sometimes you have to scan to get the channels, and I'll show you how to do that quickly.
Champions when he's doing stuff.
What you do is, the first thing we're going to do is, so whenever you're using just the TV, make sure it's on the input source is TV.
I think he probably just kicked
Okay.
it over.
When you use the
I certainly didn't
DVD,
mean to do it, but
I believe it's
now he's all
HDMI
upset
3.
because I did it on purpose.
So
he's gonna
just
need
remember
a lot
that
today, probably. We
TV
need a better
when you want to watch
setup
TV,
outside. And
HDMI
it's
3
nicer to
when you
cook
want to watch the
inside, which
DVD.
is what we do
And
anyway,
then
we have to make
in order
trips in and out of
to
the cottage to the- we were talking about the outdoor kitchen.
get the channels, now we've already scanned since we've been here, you would, you got the source, so you would do this, you would move to, I believe it's channel, and you go down to auto scan, and really you're going to press enter on the remote, and that'll start going through the process of finding what channels. So for example, this site we're at doesn't have cable, but I got, I think, like 65 local channels, and once you get that, you're all set. You're set in here, and same thing, you'll have to just auto scan in the bedroom with the remote that's in there. All right. I just want to show you about the door. I showed you about the keys and how to lock the door on the outside. So let me just show you how to do this. Right now, if you look, this red knob is in the open position. This is a lock position. If I was to move this down, it would be locked. This is open. This is the top lock. It's locked there. So now it's open. So in order to open the door, all you do is you lift the handle and push. Okay? So when you close, okay, just be mindful, it could open, it's not locked, it's just closed, but if I want to open it again, just put it up and push, okay? Night, or you're leaving, or reason you have little ones and you don't want them playing with the door, all you do is you put this in the lock position and you put the top lock on, and then it'll be locked. So you'll push and nothing's gonna happen, okay? Now again, to open it up again, I'm pushing my luck now. To open it up again, you take that lock off, put the lock up, and then up, push, and you're done. Okay? Neat feature this also has is, so if you want to have the screen, let's say you want the screen closed, you can close it like that, shut this, and you can have nice cool breeze when it's cool and breezy. You can do that, and then if you want to hand somebody stuff out instead of opening up the door all the time, you can just slide this through and slide the ketchup out there, slide anything you want out there, and you close that up, and you guys pretty much will lock in there, and then everything is together. All right, so just a few things. I mean, this is like a normal car, but bigger. So if you ever drove a U-Haul, it's exactly like a U-Haul. So just a few features on here that I want you to be aware of. Number one, so the power side mirrors. Self-explanatory. You want to move the left one, you go to the left, and you move this to the left, and this will control this one. You want to go to the right, you control this one. Arrows move it up and down as you need it. Couple of neat features this has a backup camera. So when you're backing up for whatever reason to get into a site, or for any reason you're backing up, you will have a backup camera which will appear here. And I always recommend, pretty much when you are around the campsite and trying to get in and out of places, that the passenger go out and help you. Because to try to drive this on its own, the main reason is this thing, which is here, it's very nice to take a look and say hi to your family, or even you can see back there if somebody's taking a nap, you could wave to them. But other than that, this does not see through the back. This is of no value to you. So it's always good to have somebody behind you to direct you where to go. Cell phone, even if you want to talk to them on a cell phone, that's good too. Try not to back up and do stuff on your own. It's a little tricky. Another feature this RV has is it has side cameras. So when you're changing lanes, I use the 3 different ways. Okay, so when I'm changing lanes, not only do I look, not that I'm going to be seeing anything, but to have it, I look. Second, I use my mirrors. And then third, we have left and right cameras. So when you put on your left blinker, the left lane will appear here. When you put on your right blinker, the right will appear here. So those are pretty neat to use. So those 3 things are there. Basically, air conditioning. We have cruise control. So the cruise control you put on, you want to use on, and then you set the speed. You all probably have cruise control, so you know how to use that. Pretty self-explanatory. Air conditioning is neat. The neat thing about this radio is it can play. You probably have to hook it up to your phone, but once you figure that out, you can play music in the various speakers throughout the unit. You have a couple of adapters here. This, so your USB charger, HDMI. This is the remote control for the like speaker system, radio. So feel free to use this if you'd like. One topic I want to discuss, and I'm going to be using my phone for this because I jotted down some notes for you. So some miscellaneous information and rules. And again, I'll have these written out for you to see them, but I figure I'll reinforce them now. Everyone who is driving in the RV needs to be seat belted in. So if you're in here, you must be seat belted in as you're moving. No smoking in the RV, okay? Do not lose the keys. Please do not lose the keys. I can't emphasize that enough. Do not lose the keys. Make sure all the outdoor storage areas that we've looked at are locked when you're departing. Make sure the front door is locked, which I'll show you in another video, and the bathroom door is locked. You don't want those swinging open while you're moving at all. And make sure all the cabinets close, they click, so you'll know they're all closed. And make sure anything large is stored away, because it will slide if you're going uphill or downhill or moving left to right. Things could slide. That's why we have the bins in there. And also make sure the vents are closed. So there's a couple of vents, like 4 vents in here. Make sure those are closed. They're usually not open. Mainly the bathroom one gets open, so make sure that's closed. Obviously, make sure the awning is closed, and we went over the rules of the awning. Rain, wind, at night when you leave here, make sure that awning is in. As far as the air conditioner, we talked about that. If you're just the passenger and the driver and a person or 2 sitting up here close, you don't even have to use the air conditioner. It stays pretty cool in here with the main air conditioning from the engine. But if you need more air conditioning in here, feel free to use the generator. Pets. So if you do have pets, the big rule is try not to leave them in here while you go out, because it can get hot in here. And even though you'll have the air conditioning on, let's say if you're at a campsite, you'll be running your air conditioning, something should happen to either the power. More likely it's gonna, if anything happens, it's going to be the power at the camping site. It can get hot in here pretty quickly for them. And if heaven forbid something happens with the air conditioning, you don't want the pets in here. So try to keep them with you at all times, not leave them behind. Also, when you leave this campsite, I can't emphasize this enough. Walk around the RV many times to make sure you have gotten everything. Look at my checklist; it's pretty thorough. Follow that checklist, but walk around, make sure nothing's underneath, or you've left something, garbage, throw that away. But anything, make sure you bring everything back that you've taken. And if you have any questions while you're going, feel free to text me at 570-688-5162. So anytime, day or night, don't worry about it. Text me. You need to call me. Feel free to call me. Make sure whatever you use in terms of gas, propane, that you bring those back to the same level as when you took them. So if you take a full tank, make sure you bring back a full tank. If it's 3/4 propane, bring back 3/4 propane. Make sure when you are stationary and you're parked, you put on the emergency brake.